All right, all right, all right, and welcome to the Dori on Purpose show. We are super excited to have you here right now as we start our series, Her Story. Oh, baby, we got some stuff for you today. We got some stuff that's going to take you out today, and I am here today
Going
with
in
my
and out.
girlfriend. I am here today with my good girlfriend, Miss Twyla Buckmon out of Houston, Texas. Twyla, how you doing this morning, sister? How are you?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, as Charlemagne the God would say.
Did you say blessed, black, and highly favored? Let me tell y'all something. Me and my girl Twyla go way back, like afros and cracker jacks. I'm going to try to keep this interview as professional as possible. But if we get into a laughing spree, it's because that's what we do. I'm telling you, she's one of my closest and dearest friends, but at the same time, one of the most successful, most dynamic female entrepreneurs that you ever want to meet. While we're waiting to get started with our interview, let me take a moment and introduce you to our special guest today, Miss Twyla Buckmon. Now, she was the first Twyla I ever met in my life, which makes her very special to me. She is originally from Fort Washington, Maryland, where she raised her daughter, Zion, who we always were so impressed with Zion because Zion was a cheerleader and a gymnast, and that girl could flip and trip with the best of them. I remember Twyla and Zion going all over the world doing cheerleading competitions, and she was cheerleading mom extraordinaire. She's now the grandmom to beautiful Zaya, who every time you turn around, I'm getting another picture of Zaya. I think she got me beat with the pictures, but she's so beautiful. I'll be sending out pictures too. Twyla graduated from the Howard University School of Business in 1987 with a BBA in Computer Information Systems. She went on to work almost 30 years with the federal government as a contractor, an IT contractor. But in 2017, after dibbling and dabbling part-time in her own business, she started out, and she'll tell you her own story as the t-shirt lady, but she's taking it to a whole nother level, baby. In 2017, she decided that enough was enough. It was time for her to go out full-time and become Twyla Buckmon of T-Tastic Designs. So I'd like to take this moment to introduce you to my good girlfriend. And I'm so thankful, and that's the inside. I'm so thankful that you're here, sister. Twyla, let me tell you a little story. I'll share this, and then I'm going to turn this over to Twyla. So Twyla was part of the Three the Hard Way. It was Twyla, Kathy, and Dori. If you saw one, you saw the other two. We were everywhere together, doing things that we should have and shouldn't be doing, but we all made it through. But Twyla was the first one to teach me, and Twyla, you might remember this, that after you eat out at a restaurant, don't reapply your lipstick without taking off what you currently had on. And she would get so disgusted with me because I would take out my lipstick and put it all on top of the crumbs. And at one point, she just said, enough. Now, if you need lipstick, I will buy you some lipstick. But if you don't take a napkin and get that remaining crumbs off your lips before you reapply, see, she taught me so much. She taught me so much, and I am so grateful to call her my friend, but even more so my sister. We sometimes we'll get on the phone and we'll talk for hours. But let's get into this conversation because we want you to get to know her as an entrepreneur. Because, like I said, she's an entrepreneur extraordinaire. So, Twyla, here's my first question. First of all, welcome to the Dori on Purpose show. You my girl. So I want you to tell the people if you were in an elevator. Here's my question: you're in the elevator, and I walk in the elevator, and there you are. And I want to get to know you. We're sitting on the first floor. We're both going to the penthouse. What would you tell me in that 30-second ride so that I will never forget you? Tell us, who is Twyla Buckmon?
Twyla Buckmon is a faithful woman that trusted God when stuff just was not sitting right in my spirit in the corporate world. I knew I wasn't a go along, get along. And I kept saying, I keep trying to work for people, but it just don't work for me. So what I ended up doing through one of the presidential mandates back in the day was they wanted people to convert over from contractor to government. And I said, I can't, I'm like living off of the money that I'm living off of. Take a contract, take a government job. I would be doing the same work, making less money, make it make sense. And it didn't. So I got laid off, never fired, got laid off. But before I knew it, I was doing my exit strategy, which was to start seeing what it would be like to be an entrepreneur, a married woman that we relied on two incomes. And I said, I'm going to do it. But before I left that job, before I got laid off, I was putting things in motion. You don't just jump out there, not with the bills I had. So with that, I said, I need to know how to design. I need to know how to do, et cetera, because I just think that this is a good option for me. I got good ideas. I just need to know how to market it and do everything that I was buying, how to do it myself. So I converted it into doing different t-shirts. And then I said, but I want to do more. I don't want to just be a woman's t-shirt designer. I want to do it for kids, dogs, cats, men, women, older people. And so my company evolved to the point where I'm still not working for people, but it added a whole new, you can design, but do you know how to work the equipment? Do you know how to work the software? It was a learning curve. The biggest thing that I would say, I pivoted. And now I can do stuff and still learning, because in IT and in the world we live in, things are always changing. So the biggest thing that I learned was to pivot.
You kind of going into my next question.
And prosper.
And you better stop it. Don't start. We only got 30 minutes, so don't start something we can't finish on here today. My next question was actually, what is the biggest lesson you learned? Tell us a little bit about pivoting and making a decision to prosper, because I know even in my own business, I think I stayed in the free lane for so long that it was really difficult when it was time to put those dollars and cents together to let people know that I am a business, and a business is around to make money. So tell us about that pivot, Twyla, and how that pivot, what that pivot looked like for you, and how you have remained prosperous in your business for so many years, because you've been in business for yourself full time since 2017. And most businesses don't make it even 1 year, and you're about to go into your 10th year. You're in your 8th year now. So tell us, how were you able to pivot and prosper? I love that term, by the way.
Yeah, and what I would put in front of the pivot and prosper is, you got to pray. You got to pray, mean what you say when you pray. You got to be consistent in your prayer life, because life is on life and stuff is going to happen. And here's the thing, the biggest pivot, the biggest flex in that pivot was, like I said, prayer. But when you get to be a certain age and you're thinking you're supposed to be at a certain financial stage, a certain health, stage, that you shouldn't be dealing with stuff, you don't have time. I'm getting the camera on this. You don't have time to really be taking but so many chances, because the hourglass is ticking and the sand is running through the hourglass. And it's like the biggest pivot was keep pivoting. You hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm too old to do that, or I'm too this to do that. It doesn't matter. Anything, TD Jake says it best. People are, I can't do this at this age. I learned from the young people, because guess what? Money doesn't know any color. And I know that people want to say, oh, it's not always about the money. Yes, it is. When you got to borrow money, you got to pivot. Say, how can I not borrow money from people? How can I, at this age, look, the 401 401k funds was exhausted. You done got taxed on it because you had to pull it out early. What you gonna do now? You gotta always be in a, if this happens, what will I do now? And to do that in your 60s, because as Dori said, I've been doing this for a minute. So much has changed in the t-shirt business. And then you find yourself, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go drive for Lyft, I'm gonna go drive for Uber, and then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go and run my t-shirt business. No, you're not, because you're older and you need to get your rest. You need to physically, mentally, and spiritually rest for the next day. So the pivoting is like, you got to do something different. I can't expect to make the kind of money just yet until I learn. I need to, like anything else in life, you got to learn it, apply it, be consistent with it, keep prayer first, and God will make a way. That's the biggest thing that I would say in the pivoting process. You could be 15 or you could be 50. You could be 60, 70 years old. And if you start doing your research on how people, if it applies to you, then okay, do it. 50 or 60, see how they did what they did. Tweak it, apply it to your life, your business, and what you're trying to do, and just make it happen. God gonna bring people along the way. Things are going to happen. You're gonna find yourself up at night learning because you're too tired during the day. You couldn't take a nap. But if you take a nap, get up, make count. Just make count. Nothing is promised.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Boy, you're giving us an earful today. And if you are here, I know that this is pre-recorded, so there will be comments in the chat, Twyla, and I know people are going to be looking for you, and you have said a lot. I got it running across the bottom of the screen. I think we're going to call that a Buckmonism: pray, pivot, and prosper. I think we need that on a t-shirt, sister. Pray, pivot, and prosper. I'd like to be the first one to wear that if you don't mind. Like, I'm wearing one of Twyla's designs right now. She gave this to me at homecoming last year at Howard University. And I have so many of her designs in my drawers. Many things that I wear a lot. I mean, a lot were designed by my girl, Twyla Buckmon. I want to take a moment to show some of the things that you're doing. And most importantly, we're approaching the graduation season. And one of the things that T-Tastic Designs does is they prepare designs for graduation. And as we approach graduation 2025, I know that many of you parents are going to be breaking the budget, going out there, and we have to learn to support each other. And one thing I know about my girl Twyla is that she's professional. Her products are good. Some of her shirts I've been wearing for upwards of 5, 6, 7 years, and they still look like I just got them. But in terms of her graduation business, this is one of the packages that she puts together, and I'm sure she can expand this beyond that. But if you have a young person who's graduating in 2025, maybe they're graduating from kindergarten. Maybe, some parents go all out in kindergarten. Maybe they're graduating from junior high school or high school or even college. Maybe they're getting their master's or their PhD. You want to reach out to my girl Twyla because her graduation package is off the charts. So Twyla, tell us a little bit about your graduation package and what they can expect to get from you in that package. And I don't know why our internet is
okay. So thanks for all of.
We're good,
splotchy, yeah. But mine is. This is what's separating me, and I'm not saying I'm the only one out here doing it, but this is what separates me. If you bring me a blank piece of paper and give me a concept out your head, I can put it on a t-shirt, a canvas, a yard sign, a coffee mug, a hoodie, a off-the-shoulder top, a dog, a cat. It doesn't matter. But what is, I'm not doing sublimation. My stuff is glossy. My items are glossy, like this shirt, this mug right here, I should say. This right here is using a new technology. It's called UVDTF. It's a sticker. It's microwave safe, is dishwasher safe. And so things like this, it's like, wow, how did you do that? Okay, I had to learn how to do that, but my designs were always there. Whereas I could take that one design like Dori showed you on those package, I could put it on the fans, I could put it on the t-shirt, I could put it on the stainless steel goblets, and you know those stainless steel goblets, those stainless steel, just the demand on those alone. You're talking about something that stays cold for almost 24 hours, like you in the wilderness or something that stays hot, your coffee. So to make that affordable and you get a keepsake, that's what I'm bringing to the table. I don't want it just to be, oh, tea-tastic t-shirts. No, I'm doing t-shirts. I'm doing coffee mugs. Anything that I could put a design on, I'm going to find the materials to put it on there. I'm bringing Keepsakes, which was the name of the first time I named the company, because I wanted it to be something memorable. Look, and starting that, well, I'm about to get laid off. So when you look at the economic climate right now, like Dori does digital products, Dori and I can partner up and show you how to bring your concepts into the digital space. If you want it to be in the tangible space, then I can show you how to do that. Right about now, the pivot for real is partnering with people that respect you and your money, period. You know, everything doesn't have to be about, oh, I want 5 of those. No, you can get one, or you can get multiple. In Dori's space, you can own something that you don't even have to touch. It's out here, but you got to open up your mind and you got to know, okay, I think I want to do that. How do I do it? Okay, you got ChatGPT.
We're about to go
all
there.
of these resources right at your phone. Me, that you could roll on me because I'm always advertising. I'm gonna wear my gear. I'm gonna drink out of my gear, do a podcast with my gear. So that right there with the graduation packages, a lot of kids, they want the t-shirts. The parents really want it because it's a great accolade. Those are the things that you keep. So, but keep in mind, I started all of this. And so if I can do it, come on, it's out there. It's out there. And what I love about Dori and the opportunities that she's showing you is the digital opportunities. Whether you meet her in person or not, you have no excuse. Do it scared. I don't know how I'm going to get it done, but I know I'm going to get it done. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm going to trust the process. And it's not always about the end game. Me to do that graduation that she just you, I promise you, I put that together last night. But here's the beauty of it. I have not done one goblet, one fan, one t-shirt. I haven't done any of it. That's the beauty of digital products. It's just a mock-up. But it's like that movie, Field of Dreams. If you design it, they will come. Somebody
Absolutely
needs it. Somebody looking for what you have. The Bible talks about when prophet went to one house, she was just like, oh, they're about to put my sons in slavery because my husband who died owed some money. The prophet just said, what you got in your house? You got stuff in your house. Dori knows how to show you. She showed me. Dori knows how to show you, okay, UGC, Universal General Content. She could take you to, okay, this is a coffee mug. Biggest coffee mug. Add it. It don't matter what you had. What can you do with it? What do you have in your house? Dori is telling you, if you can think of it and I can show you how to put it on a coffee mug, don't matter what your age is.
You mentioned something,
so
Twyla,
to do that graduation.
I'm sorry. Hold on. This internet is giving me the blues. I don't know why we're having such a problem with this internet today. Never had a problem with it before. Can you hear me, Twyla? I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know.
Now
if Twyla
I can, but it's going in and out.
Okay, we're gonna, yeah, I can hear you. I'm going to run it back, and if we have to re-record this, it'll be a sin and a shame because you are giving up the tapes today, girlfriend. I got a few other questions I need to ask you, before we get into, before we run out of time, because we want to stay within our 30-minute time frame, and we're at half point already. You mentioned a few things, and I was taking a few notes here. One, you talked about artificial intelligence. Now, you and I have had long conversations with this offline, and a lot of people are afraid of things like ChatGPT and all of these new things that we now have at our hands. Now, together, we are more than 120 years old. Like, if you added our two ages together, I got 61 in. I think you got a little, maybe 1 or 2 more years in than me. And we are not afraid of ChatGPT. 63, and I'll be 61.
63.
Look, we are women of a certain age, and both of us mess heavily with ChatGPT because we understand that there's a difference between AI and EI, that artificial intelligence could never replace us. It comes to enhance us. Can you tell us a little bit about how artificial intelligence, things like ChatGPT and others have come? Because you taught me a lot of things that I didn't know about ChatGPT. Tell me how that has enhanced your business. I think we might be a little. Did you get my question?
Can you hear me now? I can hear you.
I can hear you now. Tell me how AI. Yes, tell me how that has enhanced your business.
I want people to understand, and stay with me on this, and I'm not going to be long. Think about if you had to call somebody up and say, hey, look, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. You mean to tell me that with that $100-something phone that you got, and you can download an app, just like you ask Siri or ask Alexa for answers, okay, all of that's going right into ChatGPT or wherever you want to put it at. If you need an answer, it's quicker than Google. It's going to get it. And not only that, what's the best way to sell digital products in Dori's from Philly, in Philadelphia, with a demographic of, let's say, 60-something year olds. Instead of you reading, go find your glasses. Instead of you reading it, it's going to spit you out all this information. Or I'm going to call my sister, or I'm going to call somebody, and I'm going to ask them X, Y, and Z. That's all ChatGPT is. You having a conversation about something that you are in dire need of. For instance, even Dori talks about ChatGPT. During this entrepreneurial journey, I caught a case of vertigo. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm a healthy person, and I didn't know what to do other than sleep. I went right on ChatGPT, TikTok, and anybody else that was free, and I said, okay, here go my symptoms. What is this? I promise you. Not only did I find out what it was, I found out the solution to it. So when you talk about ChatGPT, everyday people, if you don't have health insurance, that's a scary thing because you don't know. I done pivoted myself into what? So ChatGPT and all these other doing things like this, listen, we get on the kids for spending too much time gaming. Ask the question, how can I get my child, my grandchild, to make some money off of gaming? Help them out. They're going to look at you like, man, my grandmother, she was on point. She dropped some science on me that I didn't even know that was out there. I have to use it too. They got to use it too. Make it work. I don't care what it is. Make it work to your advantage. Find out what it is that's going to make it work your advantage and work it. What you scared of? Ask the question. Go ahead on and ask ChatGPT, why am I scared of ChatGPT? And see what the answer come up and be. Watch and see.
I'm going to do that today.
Watch and see. How can ChatGPT help me as a federal government employee that lost their job? This is what I've been doing for the past 30 years. You find yourself, you rewrite a resume, fault of your own. What about, show me ChatGPT? What kind of side hustles can I get? How do I advance in digital marketing? How do I sell t-shirts? Where can I go to design t-shirts? I bake pies, but I bake them for people that are diabetic. What ingredients should I avoid?
Let
All
me
of
show
this
you
is right
something.
at your fingertips. Dori is telling you, ChatGPT is your phone. Every generation does this.
Yep. Yep. Let me say this. You made me remember something, and then I'm keeping track. We're at the 8-minute mark. I want to show you this book. We have another entrepreneur coming, Twyla. This is my good friend Nikki Robinson. She did this whole book with ChatGPT. Okay, she did a 2025 calendar that's off the hook, cover and all, helped the ChatGPT, went and published it on Amazon, announced for sale, and took her no time. ChatGPT, another stream of income. And it's beautiful. Come on. People are missing out on opportunities because they're afraid to touch that artificial intelligence. But let me get back to something you said. One thing I want to mention, Twyla's daughter, Zion, is also an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs raise entrepreneurs, by the way. And she is an incredible baker and has a business that I can remember back to at least when you were in Fort Washington. I remember coming in that house in Fort Washington, and you were at the big machine making the t-shirts. That's when the machines were J big, and Zion was in the kitchen. And I said, what is that I smell? You said, oh, Zion got an order to fill. And I said, what is going on in this entrepreneurial house? It was like the smart house. Everybody was making money up in there. So I would, when we air the show, maybe we can have a little buzz from Zion. Maybe we can get Zion and you together back on the show so she can talk about her baking business in Houston, because I know that she has some clients and she still does some things here and there. But I want to go here. I want to show a few things, some of Twyla's designs. If you are, of course, a graduate of Howard University, you know Twyla Buckmon. Many people you see walking around HBCU campuses, and she does not, just because we're graduates of Howard University doesn't mean she only does Howard University. I don't care what your school is. She can create a design. This is one of my favorite. They not like us. They know they not like us. That's one of the designs that she put together. And if you just want to get outside the HU scene, if you're
that was my number one seller at homecoming.
What this one was? They not like us. You sold out at
that
homecoming.
was my number one seller at homecoming.
Didn't you sell out at homecoming? We had people fighting over
the
last
through e-commerce. Through e-commerce, I don't keep inventory. You just got to know how to work your website, produce your product. I do my own fulfillment, so I'm in control of it totally.
I know that's right. Let me show a few more of your designs. Got grandmom's coming. Look, this is one of her baby loading designs that I love. I hope that we're not going to be talking about this no time soon, because I don't think I got no babies loading on this end, but they are beautiful. Girl. This again is her bougie auntie stuff. I mean, you if you think it, she can design it. And these are all mock-ups. I just really am so excited, Twyla. One more thing I want to say. This particular package, even though this is for graduation, Twyla mentioned something during our interview. If you got a podcast you need to market, if you got a show you need to market, if you're in a business you need to market, she can help you to put together the design package for your business. No, you don't have to go to all these different places, these large companies. We got to support each other. You got my sister here. And as we move to close out the show, before I give her the last word, I want to give you some information on how you can find Twyla. She spends not as much time on Instagram, but you can follow her at Ttastic Designs _official on Instagram. I noticed she's been out there on TikTok. I don't have your TikTok information, so we might want to get that. But if you want to place an order, I need you to go to her website, www.Ttastic with a Z. That's designs
with a Z.
Huh? What'd you say, Twyla? We got it right.
It's at Ttastic Designs with a Z.
Oh, is that your TikTok?
It is at Ttastic Designs with a Z.
All right, let me get that on here. We're gonna put at Ttastic DESIGNZ. Okay, we're gonna show that real quick. The TikTok is at T. Is that right? T-tastic Designs. If you want to follow her on TikTok, she's always showing something new, something exciting, something that you want to get your hands on. And I am just, as we close out the show today, one, you gave us, you dropped a lot of serious knowledge on us today. When I tell you that I'm walking away with information that I didn't have, and I get the pleasure of talking to you offline when other people don't. So I appreciate you, my girlfriend, my sister. I know what you do. I know how long you've been doing what you do. And one thing I want to go out of here with is Twyla told us to pray. This is going to be our Twyla Buckmonism for her story. She said, pray, pivot, always, not just once. However many times you got to pivot, you pivot. However much you got to pray, you pray. This has been her strategy to taking her almost 8 years into full-time business. I can't even count how long she's been in business part-time while she worked full-time as a government contractor after graduating from Howard University with her Bachelor of Business Administration in IT. But pray, pivot, and don't forget to prosper. Because as Twyla always tells me, above all things, God wants us to prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prospers. So Twyla, we are now at the 2-minute mark. That's the 2-minute warning. You have the last word. How would you like to take us out of here? And I know we got a little delay, but she's there. How would you like to take us out, Twyla? There she is.
I'm here.
Okay, you got the last word, sister.
Just okay. So this morning I was reading in Isaiah 3, and it said, "Fret not because of evildoers." And I think that we're getting caught up, we're getting distracted. So I just want to say to you, whatever course that you're on, run it. Whatever shift that you need to pivot on, pivot. Find out everything that you need to find out to better your spiritual, your mental, and your financial abilities, because at the end of the day, it might be God, and during the middle day. So focus on things. Look yourself in the mirror. Put a time on what it is you're trying to try it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. But the whole journey to just the enthusiasm, you got to talk to yourself. You got yourself, hey, look, I'm getting this done. Yeah, they did this, and you got to walk in forgiveness. So that's my biggest lesson with all of this, and just that's what made me get up out of the bed on some days, or stay up late. It's just a pivot. You got to pray, though. You got to seek the face of God, because what God blesses Dori with, it may not be for me, and vice versa. God is going to put you in the right places, in the right rooms, with the right doors that is going to open, and be receptive to it. And don't stop believing, because now more than ever, you need some hope. Out of the way by what's going on every day. You ask from the news. You got to detox. It's gonna be some things that you're gonna be like, "What in the world was that?" And shake yourself, get back up, and keep it pushing for real.
I know that's right. So we have
and
heard
Dori, I have to say, she's always been my little sister. And yes, thank God, not the woman that I used to be. We was in college, but nevertheless, I from new, and just circle back with. Don't take anything for. I say thanks. She knows the inside story. You'll say thanks.
Thanks. Twyla, I thank you so much for being our guest today. I know we had a little
Yep, and I
technical stuff.
specifically designed that shirt for her. I say I designed that for her because we was getting ready to go to a closeout cookout, and she was like, "No, I'm just gonna wear something black because blah blah blah." I said, "Girl, you gonna be the only one up in there with no Howard gear on in a black shirt."
Still
So,
telling me
but
what to do.
it's a phenomenal thing to be an HBCU graduate. Because one thing we gonna do is we gonna pray, we gonna pivot, and we surely gonna prosper. Or 70s, but the journey along the way, So I just send peace and healing and love to everybody that's just thinking, man, I don't know how. You can do it for real.
You can do it.
I'm
You
not
can do
where
it.
I really want to be, but I'm on my way. My future is
No,
bright.
that's
And
right.
like I said, I'm 63 and my future is bright. My future, I'll be 64 this year, and my future is bright.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, what a show we have had today. Today we have featured my good girlfriend, entrepreneur extraordinaire, Miss Twyla Buckmon. You can reach Twyla again. I want you to see this before we close out. If you want to follow her on Instagram, she's at T-Tastic and Designs, and that is with a Z _ official. If you want to follow her on TikTok, hold on one second. We're going to do this real quick. If you want to follow her on TikTok, you can follow her at T-Tastic Designs, again with a Z. If you are ready to place an order or at least discuss it with her, let me tell you something. You're going to spend the money for graduation. You're going to spend the money for whatever event you got coming up. Get with my girl Twyla at ttasticdesigns.com. We are so excited that she has been our guest today on the Dori on Purpose show. And we look forward to seeing you all month long as we bring you more and more and more superhero women as we continue to honor the female entrepreneur as she tells her story during Women's History Month. So with that being said, we'll see you later. Peace and love from the Dori on Purpose show. Y'all take care.